intervention going on these spaces, and just crap that's just interfering with other people's space, and the whole lot of it. When people are coming out and showing and present a presentation, and they're just, you know, and all the lot of it there. So you know, that's a continuity in itself of that going on. So I think good that people become more aware in a way that you know that is like something going on, so that maybe something might be sorted one day, and people might be having better options to maybe, like I say, they can manage a bit better when it comes down to it. You know, because that's what matters. I think it doesn't matter if it seems like the whole world is against, or you're not getting any reception. You have you know, that awareness is a good thing to put out, just to tell for people, look, you don't have to like juggle all of that at all. You just have your own vibe. It's all right. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, and that, you know, that should be checked. I personally wanted to make a specific note on that, because I feel like these things are not being explored properly, and people are not doing anything about it. And I think a lot should be done about that, so that it can make the spaces safer and nicer, and more viable for different interests. But that's that. Like, it doesn't matter really. Like, it's just management, better ways to manage. So like, even if it feels like you got to remove everything in the space, that's fine. But you're just managing you're just managing the way you want, the way you prefer. You know, that goes a long way in the health of the streams. But we wanted to touch bases on that yet again, just for people that might be going through maybe similar, maybe not. That you feel like you're giving a lot of energies in anything. Like, you could be enjoying something, you could be like giving a passion for something, whatever it is, and you're just getting nothing but just, you know, just ignorance and just the whole lot of it. So yeah, like, it's good that we pinned that. Because that's really overriding the internet space more than anything. Ignorance and agenda-driven narratives and other interventional things and all this other shit. More than anything. More than even putting up a cause at this point, or putting up an awareness point. Because that's just, at this point, what's the prevalence if you've got that shit going on? I'd have rather had a better space personally, regardless of what I'm tagging in, whether it's about this issue or that. I'd rather had a space I like to prefer personally. While other people are going to use that as their fuel. You know, it's just because there's always going to be people, users and idiots, that are just going to take the piss in whatever you're doing. It doesn't matter, that shouldn't concern you. Like, I just say to people, just focus on what you're doing and what makes you just think you're not, you're just keep yourself, whatever, yourself, you're doing your thing, nothing to worry. I think that's a problem on the internet space. That's a problem on that end that needs to be sorted out. And the honesty of what people are willing to put up with, and whether or not they're honest about the situation or not, or whether they're just going to fall for the next scam and what everyone's doing. Because I feel a lot more people are lured in by other people's behaviour and doing the same thing than they are questioning and taking up a responsibility. So you feel you don't have any way but just to do the same as someone else is doing, as an excuse. When I say just to do what, how you say it? because there's a lot of judgment around that. You're just, you know, regardless of what you tag in, whatever the cause, whatever you're speaking about, there's a lot of judgment in general around things, and that affects a lot when you're just trying to keep a space running. You know? That's why it would make a big difference, because, you know, yeah, like, you know, people could just have a way to manage their shit better, and they could just, you know what I mean? It's just nicer. It's more convenient for people. Like, you know, they can pick and choose what they like. They could, you know, they could just mitigate a lot in the way they like to perform, in the way they like to present. You know, but if more, like I said, more people are putting up with this crap, yeah, it's just you're gonna just see how the chaos, you know, everywhere. So it's really nothing make a difference or not. Ours to us, you think? Because either way, it's not like we're not streaming, it's not like we're not sharing, but it does go a long way in reference to people's comforts and people's preference and people's like vibes and people's whatever. You know? And how they like to manage their content and the things of that sort. So they can keep a presentation running, as much as that's negated and not and being disrespected. Still, like I said, they can still keep a space running and you know, the way they want. So I think before any fucking thing, like I said, before any fucking thing, before people even decide to look at why they're even coming into our space or someone else's space or whatever, I think, as I said again, as a reminder, what you all need on your internet platform is more measures for your own space, and that's just to end it. So that when you remove people, they don't come back again. We're just saying in general, you know, that's final. They don't come back again. I don't care what account. They just did something about that. They IP ban them or something. You know, anything of that sort, because people don't think that they can just come and disrespect your space without any cause intended, just because they just want to. See, there's no room for that, and I think that should be sorted. Like, just for the future of this platform, it's nothing ours to us. We give a shit. We don't care, because it's not like we're not getting on anyway. But it's just for the future, I think, to benefit the platform moving forward. People might feel like they like to manage as well. We're not the only ones. There needs to be a space and a respect for that. Because these places, unfortunately, your spaces are very messy. We don't mean to intervene on your, if it's, like I said, we're not here to intervene with the works as such. We're just giving a suggestion on a global spectrum so that all platforms can get that opportunity, as well as your bigger or wherever else. So as I said, that goes a long way before people even decide to click in the space. I think. But as on that note, enjoy the theatre, because hence we're doing that, and that's the point. We're streaming. What is it? I'm a tailing, or I think I'm tailing. It is red, so I would have thought maybe you gotta, whatever I've got to do with this.
song. I promise.
Che cazzo?
You can't expect people to do anything at the end of the day. But when they include that feature, that will make sure. Because at the end of the day, you don't try to speak sense into anything that is not in synchronicity with what you're doing. Simple as that. You don't. So that's why that option would be a very, very good option, because it would mitigate a lot, and it would just help people just remove any unwavered energy. That's it. That's just a way to mute the thing completely, because we just say to people, like as an example, we may have been people that like to give impart our suggestions because we just want, but at the same time, no one should have to put up with anything that's like I said, they should have to put up with, and that feature would be paramount because that would sort that out immediately.